The time is 2:09 p.m., November 13th, 2024. So this is back on. I sleep. I do everything with it. I started to become very aware of how rancid, dangerous, and completely out of control this city was, because I've been coming here since I was 22. All right, but so someone, like me would definitely notice, or someone who lived here would certainly know. I never lived here, but I have for the last 5 years. I've been trapped in a terrace cell. Okay, the point is, I started to become aware of how out of control the city was when I was putting my deodorant on to sirens, plugging my ears and having to pray because of sirens. Just endless fucking sirens here. And they kept covering it up. They kept covering it up. The press kept covering it up. You never hear about it. The terrorists here tried to say that it was a figment of my imagination, that this was perfectly normal town. My own relatives tried to say it was my imagination. Everybody who was a domestic terrorist that I can recall, that I can testify against, kept saying it was a figment of my imagination, the sirens. All right, it wasn't until about a year and a half ago where they started to put it in the press because the crime was so out of control. Now they're back to saying there's no crime, everything's just fine here. It's not, it's completely not at all true. The sirens, the construction, the mufflers, nothing that I have said in my grievances of how out of control it is here. The semi-trucks, the 8-wheeled and 6-wheeled industrial vehicles, so on and so forth. Nothing has stopped, okay? Nothing. The only thing that's increased, why I sleep with that, is because this vicinity, this area has become a site attraction, an attraction, like a Lollapalooza, is a place to come, to frequent, to hang out, to look for dates, to walk around, to be seen, to see people. It's a place to come. They come here with their human shields that people are aware of. I've been able to put it on the internet only a few times. I cannot talk about that shit right now. You want to know what I'm talking about, you have to review what I'm talking about in former videos. It is so serious what they're doing here. Oh, I'm very aware of it. And I'm getting to what I'm reporting. I'm getting to it. But I am a human being. I'm not a robot where I'm sorry, folks, if I disappointed people, but I can't always just report. I'm trying, but it's honestly not my capacity. And God forgive me if I failed. Okay, so the sound machine is back on. Now, I can't talk about anything I'm witnessing in my vicinity. I can't talk about the weather, the people, anything that's going on. It's not people, it's domestic terrorists. This town is infested. Let's get it straight what walks down these streets. Let's get it straight what this police department is all about. Let's get it straight for once and for all. Let the record be straight. Okay, I can't tell you the weather. I can't tell you anything. All I'm able to report is the constant poisoning, which honestly I can't report, like any of it. So for example, yesterday, can't report. Anything since the last time, can't report. The only thing I can report is this. So I can't tell you whether there wasn't any poisoning since then, since I just was on today. I can't tell you if there was before that. It's really, really serious what's going on in the Capitol and in this terrorist cell that the federal government protects, okay? It's no laughing matter. I'm bewildered that they're taking it as far to their courthouse, but it doesn't surprise me. No, not at all. Okay, so I'm just here. I'm taking it day by day. And I'm to report that within the last 20 minutes, I can't tell you what I was doing, why it took me 20 minutes to report this. All I can say is they brutally poisoned me while I was watching TV in my room. And I can't really say I was watching TV. I'm not supposed to say what I was doing. Whoops. Oh, well, it's okay. There's wiggle room to mess up. And I can't do it perfect, So I'm doing nothing at all. I'm just sitting here. I can't say why I was in here. I can't say anything. I just can't talk. But out of nowhere, I almost puked. Out of nowhere, I got sky high. like fucking, oh, I'm floating, right? But it's not recreation, and this is fucked up if you want to get that whacked out. If you need to get that whacked out to be comfortable in your own skin, to be comfortable in the world, you've got to always be high on something. You have issues. You need to address those issues. All right? I've had enough of drug addicts. All right, so I'm sitting here in my chair. And I got high as the sky, and I've been sober. I don't even drink nothing for like almost 20 years. I forget how many years. It's a long time. So I know when I'm under the influence. I definitely do. And suddenly got as high as the sky. And I'm really angry. And then, because I'm pissed, I'm tired of being poisoned by these people. And then within 30 seconds of being high as the sky, I started to want to puke. I got so sick, I almost did. I started grabbing at my stomach, doing all the physical things that you do before you start to just ralph and barf. This nausea and the total seasickness type sickness, nausea, lasted all through. Sorry for coughing on film. You got to understand they're poisoning me in here. I'm okay. All right, so the nausea and the wanting to barf went through the whole time, like I have reported before. So then within about 30 seconds, 60 seconds, it was about a minute, I kept trying to resist. I was getting really sick in my intestines too. I knew I was being poisoned, but I kept trying to resist, thinking, oh God, no, not more diarrhea. God damn these assholes. And then so after about a minute and a half of seasickness and total being high, I'm high as the sky, right? And I'm seasickness, I want to barf. And then I'm about to just go pee-poo, diarrhea just gushing out of me. I'm trying to resist it. I couldn't. And then I went into my extra room. I tried to run away from it. I couldn't. It was in there. They'd been feeling it everywhere. So then I raced to the bathroom and I got away from it. They didn't pump it in the bathroom. But at that point, oh my God, I was ready to puke while it was gushing out. And it was really, really awful. The feeling, you're so sick, your intestines, I'll describe it later. I don't need to do this every time. Oh my God, you wonder if you're dying. And you're high, you're so fucking high. And I just stayed in the bathroom, I collected myself, I got myself back together. I can't talk about why it took me 20 minutes to report this, but I am to report this. No, I can't report anything. Witnessing is witnessing. So I'm running around in here. I got windows in my house. I have ears. Witnessing is witnessing. I can't talk about it. All I can talk about is that they poisoned me, what it did, where I was. That's about it, okay? And that the sound machine never goes off here. And that this is a very bad place when you have to plug your ears to pray, and it never ended. 4 years. It started about year 4. I'm sorry. Well, I said that backwards. I was going back instead of at the time. I noticed that I had to plug my ears in DC towards right before the hookers moved in here. I had my little altar with my crucifix, Mother Mary, so on and so forth. And I just never could pray. It was horrifying. Had my St. Michael painting. I remember plugging my ears and looking at St. Michael. And I thought, this'll pass. It never did. It never passed. I'm still plugging my ears to pray here. This is their fucking habitat here, dude. Does anybody hear me what I'm saying? You go ahead and stroll your baby buggies wherever you want in this shit fucking whole town. You and your baby need your head fucking examined. Okay, but we know about this street, and I can't talk about the human shields on the street. Adios, gracias.